Welcome to Beyond the Rabbit Hole. Today, we're diving into one of the darkest chapters of psychological research, Dr. Ewen Cameron's MK-Ultra experiments at McGill University. These experiments, funded by the CIA, are notorious for their unethical practices and disturbing impacts on human subjects. If you're intrigued by hidden truths and unsettling revelations, this video is for you. Let's uncover the top 5 most disturbing facts about Dr. Cameron's MK-Ultra experiments. First, we explore the disturbing technique of psychic driving and sensory deprivation. Dr. Cameron subjected patients to continuous tape loops of repetitive statements, sometimes for days or weeks. Patients were also placed in sensory deprivation chambers, deprived of light, sound, and touch. This combination was intended to break down their personalities and erase memories, leaving them in a highly vulnerable state. The relentless repetition and isolation caused immense psychological distress and long-term mental damage. Additionally, patients were often drugged heavily to induce a state of extreme suggestibility, making the psychic driving even more effective and traumatic. Next, we delve into the use of high-dose LSD. Cameron administered large quantities of LSD to patients without their informed consent, often leading to severe hallucinations and psychological trauma. The drug was used to disrupt the brain's normal functioning, making patients more susceptible to the subsequent reprogramming techniques. These high doses often resulted in intense fear, paranoia, and disorientation, contributing to lasting mental health issues. Some patients experienced such extreme reactions that they suffered long-term psychological disorders and were unable to reintegrate into normal life. Our third fact involves the use of sleep deprivation and drug-induced comas. Patients were kept awake for prolonged periods, sometimes up to 85 days, to induce extreme fatigue and mental breakdowns. Additionally, Cameron placed patients in drug-induced comas for weeks at a time, during which they were subjected to repeated auditory messages. This combination of forced wakefulness and coma states was intended to erase existing memories and implant new behaviors, but often led to severe psychological and physical harm. Fourth on our list is the targeting of vulnerable individuals. Many of Cameron's subjects were patients seeking help for relatively mild psychological issues, such as anxiety and postpartum depression. Instead of receiving appropriate care, they were subjected to extreme and experimental procedures without proper consent. These individuals, already in a fragile state, were further traumatized by the brutal and invasive techniques used in the name of research. Finally, we examine the long-term psychological impact on the patients. Many survivors of Cameron's experiments were left with severe and permanent mental health issues, including amnesia, loss of identity, and inability to form new memories. The profound and lasting damage caused by these experiments highlights the ethical breaches and human cost of Cameron's work. Survivors and their families have struggled for decades with the repercussions of these inhumane treatments. Here you have it, the top 5 most disturbing facts about Dr. Cameron's MK-Ultra experiments at McGill University. These revelations shed light on the dark side of psychological research and the profound impact on its victims. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more deep dives into hidden truths and unsettling histories. Until next time, stay curious and question everything.